Good evening and welcome to the Nevis Newscast. Today is Friday, February 19th, 2016. I'm Donis Wilkinson Keynes. Last evening, the government of St. Kitts and Nevis held the Nevis edition of its Meet the People Town Hall, one of the activities which are being held as part of the first anniversary celebration of the National Unity Government. The audience which gathered at the St. Paul's Anglican School Hall heard from a panel which comprised of Prime Minister the Honorable Dr. Timothy Harris, Deputy Prime Minister Sean Richards, and the Premier of Nevis the Honorable Vance Emery, who is the Senior Minister and Minister of Nevis Affairs in the federal government. Among other things, Premier Emery spoke to the fact that the government is looking at a project to expand the Alexandria Hospital as a means of upgrading the island's health services.
We're looking at a project to expand the hospital because we need to upgrade our health services. As the Prime Minister said last and has been saying, with $1.something billion, JNF in distress, Alexandria in distress, people suffering from cancers and different diseases have to, I can't even tell you the amount of money which we as an administration have to pay to send people overseas for MRIs, for other health treatments.
According to Premier Emery, the government has begun the process of asking for support for that project.
We're asking for $10 million because that is the cost which has been identified. And what will that do? That will enable us to upgrade health service in Nevis. And I'm sure we have already, the Prime Minister talked about it last night, he was in the news, the Mary Child's already upgraded, because health is not a luxury. Health is a human right. And we as government, Team Unity government, are seeing that health is a necessity for people, and we ought to provide health, good quality health, wherever we can do so for the people.
The Premier also spoke about the provision of additional support to persons with mental health issues.
In this book that which you have, you will see that there is evidence or there's information about building a mental health unit in Limekiln. That is one of the biggest challenges we have in our country, mental health challenges. And I want us to see this as something which we can support Team Unity in, right? Health, development, and so on. In Nevis, and I'm absolutely certain that we'll get the funding once we have the plans completed and we are ready to roll that project out. And I think the Minister of Health, the Honourable Mark Brantley, will be doing his best with his team to get this project underway before the year is gone halfway. We've already made the approach to get those loans converted into grants and therefore not show up as repayables or accounts which we have to pay. I think this is something which will form part of the whole Charleston Accord agreement so that we can see the support, the cooperation between among the members of government and between the two governments at work to make sure things are easier for us.
Meantime, Prime Minister the Honorable Dr. Timothy Harris, in lending support to Premier Emery, said the federal government will never second-guess the judgment of the people of Nevis in relation to the Nevis Island administration.
You choose who you wish, and whoever you put there, the federal government will work with them respectfully because they are the representative of the people of Nevis. We have said publicly that never again would a check for the Nevis Island administration bounce. That is why the Premier could speak tonight that tomorrow we will give the support of the federal government to $130 million support for the Nevis Island administration. And again, we're not just doing this because it's Vance, as good a man that he is, an excellent a political leader as he is. We are doing it for you.
This support is in keeping with the principles that undergird the federal government's relationship with the Nevis Island administration, the Prime Minister added.
The young child that is born at Cotton Ground is a citizen of one entity recognized globally, The entity is the Federation of St. Kitts and Nevis. That child then must be seen to be equal in the eyes of the federal government and in the eyes of every citizen. That child must have as much claim to the federal resource as the child born in St. Paul's.
Prime Minister Harris also used the opportunity to express appreciation to the members of government.
I want to thank every member of the cabinet, though, for their support and for their work on behalf of the people, and to give the assurance to the people of Nevis that you are not forgotten. Your premier is there. Your premier is there looking out for you every day. Not in a selfish way, not in a way that creates friction, but he's there looking out for you. He has the full support of every member of the cabinet. Mark Grantley is there looking out for you all the time. And Alexis is there when we can get this over Nevis the bus. They are looking out for you. And we will work things out in an organized way that does no harm to either the federal entity or to the Nevis Island administration.
The government of St. Kitts and Nevis' first anniversary week of activities is being held from February 13th to 21st under the theme, Working Together to Ensure the People's Prosperity. The second phase of the agro-processing workshops took place yesterday, Thursday 18th, and today, Friday 19th February, at the Department of Agriculture's conference room. The Inter-American Institute for Cooperation on Agriculture, IICA, in collaboration with the Ministry of Agriculture, hosted the Mango Value-Added Training Workshop for persons interested in making different products from the fruit, including the main item of the workshop, beverages. Director of Agriculture, Keith Lee Amory, expressed the hope that more would be done with mangoes upon completion of the workshop.
We have a lot of mango trees around, and many of it were wasted. And we are really hoping that with the training that you will receive, that you can add value to these products, put more monies into your pocket, increase the food security on the island, and also increase your health. I am also aware that the ministry has committed itself to helping to the Fit Wellness program, and with that we will do need to have fruits and vegetables, and mango could be a major part of that for our athletes.
Coordinator of the IICA delegation in St. Kitts and Nevis, Augustine Merchant, outlined the aim of the workshop.
These workshops are aimed at enhancing and maximizing the utilization of the mango. As you heard, mango in Nevis is in abundance when they are around. And what we are hoping is that we'll be able to get some value, add value to these mangoes, and in so doing, put some more money in our pocket.
Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Agriculture, Eric Evelyn, encouraged the participants to take the training seriously.
The workshop comes exactly 1 month prior to our Agriculture Open Day, which is the premier agriculture event that we have on the island of Nevis. And this is indicating that we're going to be getting fresh ideas for you, the persons who are attending this workshop, to bring out more products at the open day. So I am looking forward to the fruits of your labor, to the fruits of this workshop when we attend the open day come March the 17th and the 18th at the Villa in Charlestown. It also comes when we are also planning to collaborate once again with the Nevis Tourism Authority to host the Mango Madness Street Fair. And it also comes at a time when we are also planning ahead towards our fruit festival, which will be held in July, August of this year. And so I would encourage all of us who are here to kindly take the information and the training very seriously.
What I'm trying to do is to give you a few pointers on maybe sanitary procedures and things like that, a little bit of understanding of the technology. But when it comes down to it, you are the experts and you are the ones who are going to think outside the box, make stuff happen. And I want to see as an objective of this that we do not only the value addition, that's very important, but that we have a sustainability to this, that it grows every year and that your business will start to grow with this.
Topics covered during the two-day workshop were beverage formulation, beverage cost exercise, steps and process flow, why do we process foods, importance of chilling and freezing, and the Pearson Square calculation. The facilitator of the workshop was Don Mercer, professor at the Canada-based University of Guelph. Still to come.
Is the overall goal of increasing production, increasing consumption, and very importantly, reducing the dependence on importation.
The details after this break.
Welcome to Nevis.
It's easy to believe that all Caribbean islands are the same until you visit Nevis.
Nevis is the Caribbean of a bygone era.
You will enjoy a most intimate vacation on Nevis. You're only a stranger here once.
We offer exclusive and barefoot luxury stays.
With only 400 hotel rooms, our island may be exclusive.
But the warm, genuine and friendly welcome is just everywhere.
We look forward to meeting you.
Visit nevisisland.com.
Welcome back. The Department of Agriculture hosted presentations on the proposed marketing strategy and action plan for onion and coal crops yesterday, Thursday, February 18th, at the Red Cross headquarters in Charlestown. Director of the Department of Agriculture is Kitley Amy.
We are hoping that with all the information that we get from our facilitator here, Mr. Egbert Johnson, that we will be able to penetrate that market. And we do hope that when we say that, we'll be reducing the importation that we have been seeing over the years. So I am quite happy that we are having this intervention today, this workshop.
Amy said he hoped that the participants would take advantage of the information being offered. Food and Agriculture Organization consultant Conrad Kelly gave an overview of the project.
The project in which we are engaged overall is a technical cooperation project by FAO and the Ministry of Agriculture geared to enhance the diversification of crops. And the aim, as you've been hearing, is import substitution, because we are importing quite a substantial amount of the crops that were being targeted. And the crops that are being targeted in this project are onions and coal crops, broccoli, cabbage, cauliflower. And so the figures will be presented this morning as to what we're importing, and to give us an opportunity, both from the producer's point of view and the buyer's point of view, to penetrate that market.
Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Agriculture, Eric Evelyn, noted that the presentation was in keeping with Nevis's goal of food security.
Food security and import substitution are very high on the agenda of the Ministry of Agriculture. And this presentation will augur well for us in terms of our thrust in food security and import substitution. So I would like to once again say how happy the Ministry of Agriculture is to partner with FAO in this activity, and we are hoping that it will be a fruit, and we are hoping that in the future we could see a lot more onions being produced and marketed, as well as the coal crops, that we will have a lot more cabbage, cauliflower and broccoli being produced locally.
Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Agriculture, Eric Evelyn. Assistant Secretary in the Ministry of Tourism John Hanley is participating in a Sustainable Coastal Management course in St. Eustatius. Here is Communications Officer Sheila James with that story in the Ministry of Tourism's news in 60 seconds.
The course Sustainable Coastal Management will bring together Caribbean scientists, civil servants, NGOs, sector organisations and other interested parties interested in eco-based system coastal zone management. The course aims to connect different sectors and islands to share experiences and outline further opportunities for wise use of natural resources in the wider Caribbean. Course topics include fostering a better understanding of the physical, ecological and socio-economic aspects of the interactions, specifically for small islands. Particular attention will be paid to climate change and adaptation strategies and marine spatial planning. The role of stakeholders in identifying and addressing environmental problems will be analysed, and practical skills of land use mapping and interviewing stakeholders will be developed during a field trip. To conclude, the participants will present an integrated management strategy for self-selected case study. Module 1 of the course is expected to conclude on the 19th of February 2016.
Among those attending the Sustainable Coastal Management course are professionals working in areas related to natural resource management on small islands. That's it for this evening's edition of the Nevis Newscast. On behalf of all of us here at the Department of Information, thank you for viewing. I'm Donis Wilkinson Keynes. Good night.